Hello everyone, Andy Schwab here with your Northern Ag TV. Well, this past week was the second seminar for the Montana Farm Bureau Federation's ACE Leadership Class. As you may know, I am one of the members of the Class 8, and we just finished up with the 2 days on Capitol Hill. We heard from a lot of great updates from state leaders and professional lobbyists, including MFBF's Director of National Affairs, Nicole Rolfe. She told me the Farm Bill progress in D.C. is still on a back burner despite being behind schedule.
We're now 2 expiration periods past our last Farm Bill. I think we're going to have to wait a while. But I do think that after we get some things settled, like the tax issues, I do believe that that's going to be on the agenda for this Congress. Things look a lot different today than they did in 2018 when we passed the last Farm Bill. So we need to have a piece of legislation that reflects the needs of our current industry.
Now, another takeaway from my trip to Helena was the one that I had to sit down with Governor Gianforte in his office. We talked about several ag topics, including a bill that is making its way through Montana legislature. That is House Bill 171 that aims to eliminate the Montana Alfalfa Seed Committee after lack of participation and significant acres over the years in an attempt to save money for the government resources.
We're trying to streamline things. A lot of these programs could be subsumed into a Department of Agriculture program. We want to support our alfalfa seed growers. There's just not many of them. The acreage has come way down, and it doesn't rise to the level of where some of the other programs are. It's really a government efficiency perspective. We want to make sure the voices continue to get heard, but to have people get together and talk about things when there's not much to work on is not the right thing either.
HB 171 has passed the House completely and now sits in the Senate Ag Committee. Speaking of agriculture, getting legislative acknowledgement, the American Sheep Industry Association was in D.C. last week for their annual fly-in. ASI Director Peter Orrick said one of the topics that they were pushing for was that the White House include Australian and New Zealand lamb in the food and agricultural tariff plan.
For us, it's very timely that the administration plans to announce their tariff regimen, whether you call it food and agriculture imports, whether you refer to it as the reciprocal tariff program. For us, it's really going to be timely to see if Australia and New Zealand can be included on that list. For us, it's primarily there's just been such a surge in product. We're up 2024, up 30% in 1 year just on volume lamb meat coming into the market. So for us, there's a real incentive for the administration to do their tariff plan in April to help us level the playing field.
Orrick did encourage producers to let their voices be heard by elected officials. When we come back from the break, we'll be talking about some of those sheep prices and other ag markets right after this.
From the beginning, we've worked closely with farmers. BNSF's ties to the agricultural community go back 175 years. Together, we've innovated to make the U.S. agriculture supply chain one of the most efficient and productive in the world. Our strong relationship powers BNSF still today and helps us move the nation like no one else can. At BNSF, we move the nation for you.
Talking with someone that you know is stressed out, those are difficult things to approach, but if you're good friends with those people, reach out and say, I'm here to talk to you. We can find somewhere to get some assistance. It's hard to get involved, but at the same time, you want to just say, hey, there is help available.
For more tips in dealing with stress in agriculture or for free counseling for egg producers, visit beyondtheweather.com.
Well, cattle futures on Friday settled for some softer prices after traders took the opportunity to gather up profits from earlier week gains. Now, the hesitancy also led to the feedlots settling for steady prices after 2 weeks of strong prices and box beef values pulling back for a second day in a row. Without a doubt, though, these prices are setting up the stage for a sweet summer video sale season. Also painting the picture for that potentially record-setting summer video sales is the current sale barn prices. This past week, a good test of feeder cattle at Torrington Livestock had the light 4-weight steers and heifers well into that $4 per pound price range, while 7-weight steers once again held above the $3 per pound price range. Optimism was also noted on the feeder sheep at Newell Sheepyards last week, as those 70-pound feeder lambs averaged right at $2.62 a pound, while coal ewes unfortunately pulled back away from that $1 per pound price range they had been hanging above, as they were around that 60-cent range on the lower end. Other ag markets seeing pressure were the wheat prices as they remained under heavy pressure last week on the concern that a U.S. brokered deal would serve as an opening for wheat export lanes and bolster world wheat supplies. Today is also going to serve as a testing point for the price floors as the USDA's prospective plantings report set to be released at 10 a.m. However, on a positive news front, the U.S. does continue to remain ahead of pace on the export sales, and many are questioning the ability of the Black Sea regional grain shippers to have enough supply on hand to dent the market for too long. Well, that's going to do it for our Ag TV. I'm Andy Schwab. Have a great rest of your day.